So in the Micah Parsons podcast with Jordan Love on Bleacher Report, the Edge podcast, Jordan Love went into what it was like the day he was drafted and gave some insight that I hadn't heard him share before. I thought it was super interesting, so I'm going to share this quick audio and then give my thoughts.
Man, let's get into this because I'm interested in this. Your draft process. Did you know you were going to be a first round? Did you know you were going to get taken by the Packers? Like, it was a lot of controversy when that happened.
Yeah. I wasn't like you, so I ain't know I was going first round, man.
I had a lot of pre-draft stuff out there. It was up and down. Like,
it's up and down, but that's how the draft is. I mean, I don't know how it was for you, but like that whole process, you go to the combine, you talk to every team in the combine, you meet with every team, all these GMs, and I feel like they're all, they don't give you too much. They just ask you questions, ask you about yourself, ask you how you are as a player, and it's all kind of similar stuff. So you don't really get a feel who likes you. My year coming out, I knew that there were certain teams that were going to be taking a quarterback. Obviously, we knew Joe Burrow he's going to the Bengals. And it was kind of going to see what happens after that with the Dolphins, the Chargers, and just go from there. But, man, I had no idea. I actually only talked to Green Bay. I talked to them at the Combine, and I actually talked to them the night before the draft. I talked to Matt and the offense coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett. So, but it's
First off, that's pretty interesting that he talked to LaFleur the day before the draft. I don't know what the Packers' process is. Do they talk to every potential first-rounder? Matt LaFleur, does he, before the draft? I don't know. Or was it that the Packers thought maybe they had a chance at him, so they wanted to have LaFleur talk to him a little bit more? I'm not sure, but I thought that was pretty interesting.
Same time, like I said, you're talking to everybody, so I couldn't really get a beat on who wanted me, who was going to pick me. Nobody's showing me their hand, so I ain't know. And then draft night unfolds, man, and obviously Joe goes number 1 with the Bengals. Tua to Miami, Jay Herbo to the Chargers, and I'm like, okay, that's the teams that need a quarterback. That I knew needed quarterback, so it's like, okay, now we're going to play the weight game, see who needs it. I thought, coming into it, I was like, okay, I'm going to go first round, you know what I mean? Everything I was hearing was like, yeah, you're going first round. After those teams went, I was like, okay, man,
so
a lot of the waiting game. We were sitting there in my house waiting, like, okay, man, everybody's getting taken off the board. No more quarterbacks getting taken. I'm like, okay, so who really needs a quarterback right now? And then, yeah, man, we sitting there out of the blue, get that call, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Oh, okay. Hello? Yeah, okay. Green Bay Packers. Okay.
So it's pretty crazy to think back now to the day Jordan Love was drafted nearly 4 years ago to see what has happened in that whole time. Because I actually started this channel right around when Jordan Love was drafted. It was after the draft, maybe a few weeks after I started talking to the Packers on this channel. And so we've been through, 3 seasons of him behind Rodgers, barely talking about Jordan Love. It was all about Aaron Rodgers and, him leading the team. And so we got to go through that process of, sort of seeing that transition last offseason, him being traded away, the speculation as to how good Jordan Love really is. Will he actually be a very good quality quarterback, or is it possible that he's not the guy that the Packers hoped he would be when he got drafted? And so it's just crazy to look back to see now it's been 4 seasons, and it's cool to hear, his thought process. He didn't know where he was going. He said that even though, Matt LaFleur called him the day before, talked with Matt LaFleur the day before, it sounded like he was unsure, and it even sounded like after those other quarterbacks were drafted that he wasn't sure he would go first round. Luckily, the Packers picked him, because if we hadn't, who knows where the Packers would be right now. They like to, invest in quarterbacks before maybe lots of people would think they should. And luckily, it's panned out for the Packers. Now the Packers have a star quarterback who is probably going to be here for 10, 15 years, most likely. So if you guys want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.